Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki, here to talk about the basics of planning. If you are that person where you want to get your life in order, you thought about a planner, you don't know where to start, this video is totally for you. I hope you will find it helpful, so let's get started. First, let me say welcome to all of my new subscribers. I want to thank you for joining the At Home with Nikki family. If you don't know, I'm a professional organizer. I started YouTube 7 years ago. I was a stay-at-home housewife, started sharing my home organizing tips, and then moved into my own professional organizing business where I help people bring those systems to their home that really helps relieve stress, helps save money, and really just help your whole home life. And so I'm excited today to share something that is important to me, which is planning. And so many times I get messages and I talk to so many of my clients and so many of you that have questions about planning. You know, your life is chaotic. You need a way to keep up with things, the family, work, and you love the thought of planning, but you don't know where to start. You don't know, anything about the different planner sizes or the inserts or how to even use it. And I also talk with a lot of people who struggle with, I purchased a planner, but I haven't connected with it. I don't use it. It's not working. So today, the purpose of this video is to give you a little bit of the basics about planners, along with share with you my tips on how you can get started planning that will work for you, some workable tips. So let's jump right in. Okay, friends, so let's start out with the planner sizes, and I'm going to give you the basic sizes of the kind of most popular planners. There are a ton out there. Many of you may know there are the Erin Condren spirals. There are all kinds of spirals. The Happy Planner. You also have a pocket size, which is actually very small. A lot of people tend to use as wallet/planners. They're a little too small for me to plan kind of my life and work and all of that, but they're great for wallets. But I want to show you the essentials. And so these are the ones that if you're a first-time planner or if you're struggling with planning, these are the recommended sizes that I would look at or think about. So one, let's start with the personal size. And out of all of the 4 different sizes that I'm going to show you, the personal size is the smallest. It's great because it's compact. And if you're one that you want something that you can just kind of throw in your purse, that you can kind of keep up with your schedule, keep up with things, this could be a great size. Now, one thing I will say when you're looking at any size planner, you may get a little confused because you see, okay, I think this may be personal size, but it's a different size than a different personal size that I've seen. And that may be the case because of the design. So when you think about personal size, you want to think about the paper size. And that's how you know that it's a personal size planner. Because, every design, as you can see with this one's a little thicker. This is a transparent one and thinner. So, of course, it's going to be smaller. Just slightly in size, but the paper size is exactly the same. So that's something important to think about. And so the personal size, again, it's a perfect size for on the go, and it's manageable. You can you can manage your entire life out of a personal size. For me, I find that it's a little, it's smaller, so it's not one that I really like to use for all things work, home, everything, because I feel like I just like more writing room. But I love using it in combination with a larger size sometimes, so that I can have something that if I want to take it on the go. Also great for traveling. So this is a great one for traveling. I also want to say the pocket size, which is one smaller than this, is often good for traveling also, because you can keep your information in it along with your passport. So I do want to put that out there with the smaller one. The pocket one, but for the personal size, these are a great on-the-go type of planner. So now let's move into the next size up, which would be the actual A5. This is one of the most popular sizes. It's the one that is my favorite, that I love, because I feel like it's the perfect size that if I need to take it on the go, I can take it. But also, it's a great desk agenda. It's great to have sitting on your desk. It's a great size to work in. It sits by my bedside nice. And, it's just for me, it's the perfect size to manage my work, life, and home, along with it's big enough to accommodate them all. And so A5 is a really popular size. So you'll see that those are the sizes that I tend to gravitate to. This is a half letter size, which I think is also a great size to take on the go. I actually am really falling in love with this size. I think that if you're someone that you want a planner that's more of a notebook style, but something where you can take your papers in and out and you can change things out, you can put papers in, this is a great planner option because it is almost, comparable to the A5 size, but it's more of a notebook feel, and a lot of people prefer when planning to have more of a notebook. But the problem with a lot of ring bound planners is that you can't take the papers in and out because it's bound. Whereas with this, the disc bound with the little disc here, you're able to do that. So it really makes it function great for you. So the half letter is great if you want the same kind of sizing as the A5, but you want something that's more notebook style. Again, it's great if you want to take it on the go. It's just really a nice size, and I'll get into that a little bit more with how you work this type of planner. So this is a great size. Okay, so now let's go into the largest size here, which is the full letter size, full page size. It's 8.5 by 11. Your standard letter size paper would fit in this type of planner. And this is one that I would tend to say is great for your office. You can take it on the go, you definitely can, but it's really great for a desk planner or one where it's going to be stationary because it's larger and it's not as convenient. It's also great if you like keeping your planner in your home management system or anything like that. Great for family planning. These are great mommy planners so that you can really put pages in, take pages out. And some people just love a really large size that they can open up and they can really have a great view of their calendar and all kinds of things. So again, you have to choose what is the best fit for you, but this is really a nice size. So of course we have the personal size, the A5 size, half letter size, and then the letter size. So I'll be sure to put the planner selections down in the description box below so that you can really take a closer look at them. Okay, so now that we touched on the planner sizes, I want to share with you things that you should look for when you're going to purchase your first planner or any planner, even if you have a planner. So one thing I would say is if you're a first-time planner and you're trying to figure things out, I would not invest in an expensive planner because you want to make sure that it's the size you love. You want to make sure that it has the function that you need for your life and your style. And so I actually just recently got my dream planner, which is pricey, but I've been planning for years, and I am just now treating myself to my dream planner because I know the size I want. I knew that this was the one that was going to function for me, that was going to make me happy, that was really going to keep things in order for me. So I have a video where I share this actual when I had got this one, so I'll link that one below. But again, I want to say when you're starting out, I would start with something that it's just very basic. Okay, so the next thing that you want to look for is the ring sizes, because although these are both A5 size planners, the ring sizes are different. This one here is smaller. The actual rings are smaller, which means less paper can be kept inside of the planner. So that's something to think about. So sometimes you may want something thinner, or you may need larger size rings, because a lot of times what will happen is, like me, for example, I don't keep my entire year's calendar in my planner. I kind of keep a quarter at a time. And so although I do like the larger rings, for someone, they may only need the smaller rings. But when you're shopping your planner, that's something to look at. This is also the case for any of your ring bound planners, because these discs come out and you can put larger discs, which would accommodate more paper. So if you feel like you want to make this larger, you would buy bigger discs and you're able to put more paper in there. And then the great thing about that is you can grow into this. So if you want to start out with the smaller ones, and then you recognize that, okay, I need to hold more paper in my planner, you can move up to a larger size ring and still keep this size planner. So the next thing that you want to look for in your planner is you want to look for the interior design to make sure that it has the function that you need. You know, if you're wanting to put business cards, or you're wanting to put library cards, or you carry it as a wallet, you want to make sure that you have enough pockets that are going to be user friendly for you. You also want to see, do you want pockets on the side to put different papers? Like if you're a mommy and you're on the go and you want to have a place when you need to tuck a paper here or there, or you want to put a notebook in here, make sure that it has the kind of interior that is going to fit what you need. Also, I like always having kind of a place to tuck a little notebook. So I'm always looking for that little slit, that little pocket that's going to allow me to tuck a notebook so that it doesn't fall out. So, you know, just kind of look at the interior. So for example, this one here, the clear one, this is just very basic. You're not going to have those pockets. You're not going to have that place to tuck things, but you can always buy an insert that is a pocket. And that way you can just kind of clip it into the rings and it has that little pocket insert for you. So just things to think about. The other thing to think about is your pin loop. You want to make sure that your planner, if you want to make sure to have a standard pin with you, that it has a pin loop that you can have that function where you can tuck your pin. Again, this one here doesn't have that, but you may be able to clamp it here on the side, or it may be in your purse, so it may not be an issue for you. But these are just kind of those basic things that when you're looking at your planner that you want to look for. A lot of times with planners also, the pin loop sizes, because sometimes you'll get a planner and the pin loop is not necessarily one that's going to fit your standard pin. Sometimes you can clamp it on the side, but it's something to think about. And then you want to make sure that you are using a pin that is the sizing fits your pin loop, because with most planners the pin loop is a little smaller than the pin that I tend to like to use in my planners a lot of times. So I'll often get smaller size pins specifically for the planner. And most pins that are great to use in your planner are smaller size, so it really works out, but it's just something to think about. Another thing to think about is how it closes. Do you want a snap? Do you want something that's easy to go? I find that the snap is really simple because I can shut it off, I can go, it keeps things simple and fast. A lot of times this one has a snap also. They do have planners that will zip up. Like I know my Kate Spade is a zip up. I'm not a fan of that because I tend to like to have a little bit of room to grow, and sometimes with the zipper it's hard, and then you have to zip around, so the function is not as useful for me. Another example would be like for the ring bound, it has the elastic, which again, this is very user friendly, I think, because you can just kind of, you know, put it over. It has stretch to it, so it can bring a lot of function there. So that's just something to look at. You know, how do you want your planner to close off for you? So let me go back really quick and remember how I said that if your planner doesn't have enough pockets on the sides, you can always add to it by having inserts. So this is a pocket insert, which you can simply punch into your planner and it gives you a pocket, which again, these are things to think about, because if you see a planner that you absolutely love, but it may not have enough pockets on the side for, you know, things you want to keep, you can always get the insert that will then add on, and you can kind of have additional pockets that you need. Okay, so let's talk about the actual inserts, because this is important, and then we're going to get into the actual planning and how to I want to show you a very simple way to start out planning. So one is you want to make sure that the planner that you buy, because if you just go and you buy a random planner, and you want to make sure that the whole are going to fit your inserts that you want to buy. So typically when you buy your cloth and paper planner, or you buy your standard planner from Filofax and things like that, even if you go to Michael's and you get one of their, which they have very budget friendly, great starter planners there. If you go get one of the Recollections planners, they all have the same whole arrangement, which is perfect. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the function of the planner. This is really the meat of what everyone is looking for. And so a lot of times we're out there and we see the Erin Condren planners. We see beautiful planners with all the stickers and all the fun stuff. And one, can be overwhelming, and two, it can be expensive. So if you're a first-time planner, I would lock into the function first and then worry about all of the fun stuff later, because in the end, it needs to function for you. And so a lot of times what happens is we get drawn into all the pretty things and we find out that it's not working or we don't use it. So I always encourage everyone to start with the basics. There is 3 things that I feel like would be a great start for most new planners. And when you open your planner, you will notice a lot of people will have that pretty page, which is called the dashboard. That's just something that really inspires you when you open your planner. It's something beautiful to look at. It's something very motivating. So you can always put the first thing in your planner that you want to look at on your dashboard. A dashboard is also great for putting sticky notes and things that you want to just have as your immediate see. So it's not a necessity when you start out planning, but when you see this in a planner, that's what it is, and that's the purpose. And this is actually from my stationery line, French Tulip Stationery. Many of you know I have a stationery line where I sell all the planner inserts, and I'll put it in the link in the description box below. But I want to share with you the 3 essential things that you need. And my first and most important tip is to keep it simple when you start. You don't have to go run and get a bunch of inserts, a bunch of stickers, and all of that. You need these 3 basics to get started. So 1 is the day on a page. Because the day on the page is what's going to give you the routine and the structure that you need to connect with your planner. A lot of times what I see a lot of people do is they'll get all of these inserts, and I have them on my website. I have everything you need, from the weekly to-dos, and I have the prayer journals, and I have the home checklist, and I have all of the books to read and all of the inserts that you need. But I encourage you to grow into that. When you're starting out, you want to start with your day on a page. And what a lot of people tend to think they need to do is they need to plan out their week, or they need to plan out their month. And as a first time or a newbie to planning, I don't encourage you to do that, because that can be overwhelming, even for someone who's an experienced planner. I feel like sometimes you set yourself up for failure when you try to plan so far ahead, because then something may come up and things may happen, and you lose the motivation to keep track of what you have already planned out, and it becomes a waste of time. So what I like to do and how I plan is I plan by the day. And so what you need is you need your day on a page, you need your weekly to-do list, and you need your month view calendar. Those are the 3 essentials that you need starting out planning, and I'm going to tell you why. So 1 is of course you need a month view calendar, because as appointments are scheduled, as things come up, you want to plug them on your calendar. So if you have a doctor's appointment, you want to come and you want to plug it on the day. If you have anything going on, you just simply plug it on the calendar, okay? So why you need the other 2, which is the day on the page and the weekly to-dos, because as things come up that you need to get, so say, you need groceries, or you need to pick up a poster board for little Johnny's project, you want to throw them on your weekly to-do list. And you want to throw them on the day. This weekly to-do list has all the days of the week on 1 page, very basic, and you want to just throw it on whatever day you think that you want to pick it up. And so as you go through your life or your day, your week, anytime something comes up, you come right here to this one source and you plug it in, and you don't think about it again, okay? So then what you want to do is you want to take 15 minutes at the beginning of your day. This may be when you sit down and have your coffee in the morning, or when you first wake up, but you want to start your day with that 15 minutes planning out your day for that day. So you're not worried about planning out for a week or spending a half an hour planning for the week. You're only worried about today. You sit down with your day on the page, and the first thing you want to do is you want to flip to your calendar, and you want to look on that day, and you want to see all the appointments or anything you have scheduled on that day. You then take those items and you plug it in to the times here on your schedule. So all of your things that are automatically scheduled are on for that day. You then want to look at your to-do list for that day. So if it's Tuesday, I'm going to look at my Tuesday, and then I'm going to, everything that I have on my to-do list, I'm going to put on my to-do list for today. It also has where you can monitor your water. If you have any reminders, you want to put them here, any special notes. It also has a place where you want to plan out your meals. If you want to plan out what you're going to have for the day, you can plan that out here. and have it right there. So it's everything on one page. So by doing that the day of, you're motivated about your day. You clearly understand what your schedule is for the day. You've assigned times to everything for the day. You can look at if you have things to do. You can even schedule them in over here. And then that's what you're going by for the day. So by making it simple, by keeping 3 inserts, that's how you start. You do it for 30 days. Stay consistent with it. Every day, I spend my 15 minutes a day planning out my day. Then you grow into the other things. So when I say grow into the other things, that's when you start adding on to your planner, because you have mastered the process of, number 1, committing to planning. Number 2, having a system with planning that's very basic to get you started, and then slowly add on. So after you spend your 30 days, say, okay, I committed to the 30 days. I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to treat myself to an upgrade. So I tend to write down my meals here every day, but now let me get the meal planning form. So I'm going to order and I'm going to purchase the meal planning sheet so that I can start incorporating meal planning into my plan. So then what you would do is you would add this insert into your planner, and then you would incorporate that into your normal routine. So how you would incorporate these into your already routine is you would say, okay, as you're planning in your 15 minutes, okay, I really feel like cleaning my house for 1 hour today. I'm going to do it from 10 to 11. So once you plug in that you're going to clean from 10 to 11, you now have upgraded and added the house cleaning checklist to your planner. Then for 1 hour, you just go through and you do whatever you feel like doing, whatever you think needs to be done, and you check it off as you go and you leave it in your planner. The next day comes along, you got your new planner day on a page, and you say, okay, I only have the time for 30 minutes a day. Okay, I'm going to go from 1 to 2, and I'm going to clean for 30 minutes while my child is napping. You go back to that same checklist. You have everything checked off from yesterday, but then you see what's missing. Okay, I did all this yesterday. I'm going to tackle this today. So by the end of your week, you really can see how much you have checked off. You can see how much you've accomplished. You basically scheduled it every day, and at the end of the week, you really see your productivity really increase from trying to kind of pre-plan a lot. So it's really just a simplified way to work. And again, you can, and then once you have that mastered, you move into the next one. If you want to do you move into the next insert. You know, there's so many different inserts. You can go to FrenchTulipStationery.com and see all that I have. But again, I encourage you to stick with the day on the page, which again is on my website, the weekly to-do, and your calendar. Now the letter size, this size actually comes in a pad form. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted, if you wanted to use a binder, a 3-ring binder, you could hole punch it and still use a binder. Or if you want it to be disc bound, you could use a disc bound punch. And I'll put a link to a disc bound punch and a 3-hole punch below. The links below, but you can punch them the way you want it, because there are different options that you can have for this size. And so that's why it's a pad. And some people love just using it as a pad. If you want to keep it really simple and you want to use it as a pad, you can use it as a pad. And so that's the gist of the basics. If you feel like there is something that I did not cover that had really been a question you had, please leave me a comment in the description box below. I would love to be able to answer those questions for you, and I can come with more of these videos to kind of add to it if you're interested. Again, don't forget to check out my website, FrenchTulipStationery.com. I'm so excited about it. I'm so happy that so many of you are enjoying the inserts. Also, if you're not a part of the stationery line Instagram, French Tulip Stationery Instagram, it's AHWN French Tulip. I will put the link below. Definitely join me over on that Instagram, because I launch a new product every single Friday. And so that you can stay on top of that, you definitely can join me on the Instagram. I also have a French Tulip Facebook page that you can be a part of to keep up on the launches also. And today my actual teacher planner bundle launched, and it is all the inserts that a teacher would need to organize her class. And so that did launch on my website today. Also last week I launched all the dashboards, and I will be adding on to those too, but if these pretty dashboards are on there, and then also my home work to-do pad, which is perforated, which makes it easy to switch up, is also launched on the website. And so be sure to join that Instagram so that you see what launches each week. So friends, I hope you have found these tips helpful. Please let me know if you have any additional questions. Let me know in the comments. Are you a planner? Do you have a planner? If not, from this video, what planner size do you think is the best fit for you? Also, I want to let you know with my professional organizing business, I do have a planner setup service where if you're like, Nikki, I want a planner, but I don't feel like setting it up, I will work with you to set up your perfect planner. You can use the link below to sign up to have a consultation with me. So I would love to talk with you. I've already had several consultations with many of you, and it's gone great. And I'm excited to be putting together so many planners for you to really bring that structure that you need to your life and have your own personal assistant. So if you're not subscribed, also, please definitely subscribe to my channel. Just hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell notification. It's so important that if you're subscribed to my channel that you also click that bell so that you're notified of all the videos that I post. So friends, have a beautiful day. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.